Good afternoon, everyone. It's Michelle here. Thank you for joining me today. I am Michelle from Stamp with Michelle Pepper. Anyway, I am here today to talk about Stampin' Up products. I'm here every Wednesday at 1:30 New Zealand time, and I demonstrate a couple of projects to show you how to use some of our products. Okay, so it's July, and so happy July. We have every month Stampin' Up will bring out 2 new kits, at least 2 new kits. Sometimes it's 3, I think. But yeah, they would look like this, like in a box. Everything that you need for creating the projects come in the little boxes. So as always, we have 2 new kits, which I don't actually have on hand because it's just been released on the 1st of July, which was yesterday. And yeah, even as demonstrators, we don't actually know what they are until it gets released. But there are online exclusive items that are also available now since the 1st of July. So we have our catalog, which has like the basics, but if you actually want to know what is current, we actually have a whole product range as well, called online exclusives. So those are you can view them on my website. They're not in any print material. So yeah, so the best way to find all of our products is actually just go onto the website. Anyway, so I wanted to show you today one of the new products that came out, and it is the Sunflower 3D Embossing Folder. So let's get on to showing you what we are going to be making today. Alright, I'm just going to flip you around. There we go. 10 down. Alright, so hopefully that's enough lighting. Ooh, feels like it's very dark. Oops, let me just, oh. Just always playing around with these lighting issue. Oh, here we go. I don't know why this is not staying up. Oh, there we go, maybe. Alright, we still have a dark spot here. Okay, so let me just show you the size of the 3D embossing folder. This Sunflower 3D embossing folder is huge. Maybe if I can show it to you that way. Okay, and so that's like, so we actually, I'll just quickly touch on the number of the different kinds of embossing folders that we have. I mean the different sizes, so it might not be obvious when you just look at the website, so you actually have to go into the details and then find out the dimensions of the embossing folder. So this is the one that is the biggest that we have. It's huge. It's like 21 centimeter that way, and about what's that in here? Maybe about 15 centimeter, I think. Yeah, I believe. So then we have also got the 6 by 6 size, 6 inches by 6 inches. So it's 15.2 centimeter by 15.2 centimeter. There you go. So, and again, you know, like we have the 3D embossing one, so they're slightly thicker, and then this the usual one. So it does make a difference in how you put the how you sandwich it through the embossing machine. All right, so there's a 6 by 6 or 15.2 centimeter, 6 by 6 being inches, and then also then we have the more standard size. So that's kind of like not quite. Oh yeah, it's about 15.2, but then the lengthwise, but not the widthwise. Okay, so and then we even have the even smaller ones, the half size, what we call halvesies, but they're not really half. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, they are a lot. They're slimmer. Okay, so just to be aware of that when you look at our embossing folder, yeah, you might just want to check the dimensions of it so you are not like surprised, like you might be when you get this in the mail and you go, whoa, this is really big, because it is really big. Okay, so I have a couple of projects to show you using this. So these are also going to be my free card kits that you will be getting when you place an order with me this week, right through from today through to Tuesday, the 8th of July 2025. So if you spent more $50 or more, I will be sending you a couple of card kits from today's class. So this being one of them. All right, so not sure if you like this, if you see it, if you can see it. It's a pretty cool technique. Okay, so I'm going to show you this technique today using the embossing folder. I know sunflowers are meant to be yellow, and I am partial to yellow sunflowers. There are different color sunflowers, so anyway, we will just take creative license. So the colors for this came from Color Inspiration group. It's a challenge group, and every 2 weeks the group of ladies, or men as well actually, they put out a color combination for us to for anyone, demos or any crafters to participate. And so it's really good. I like challenges because especially when it comes to colors as well, it kind of gets me out of the rut, you know, or I might just use things that I'm familiar with, that I like, you know. And so doing color challenges sometimes have colors that I wouldn't think of putting them together. So so this particular one is Cajun Craze. I didn't bring it out. Let me just see. Beige, basic beige, and crumb cake. So it was these three colors together, which is very neutral, very very classic, very wedding-ish as well to me. Very autumn, like harvest and autumn kind of feel. So anyway, so those are the three colors. So you can see, I'll show you in the kit what you will get in your kit. Oh, don't forget those little gems. So we've got these little pressed flower motifs. Is that what it's called? Yeah, pressed flower motifs. And they're really, they're quite solid, okay? They're quite heavy, so don't be surprised by that too. So we've got that, a bunch of those, 3 of those, because, you know, embellishments, you usually use 3. And I've cut out the bloom, the word bloom, from the, oh, I can't remember what it's called. I am tongue-tied. Sweet Blooms. It's from the Sweet Blooms stamp set and coordinating dies, Sweet Blooms dies. Okay, so I've given you those, but obviously you might prefer not to use them, but then you can just come up with, I'm sure you can use your own supplies to provide something. Okay. So I've given you the bloom, the word bloom cut out in gold, all right? And then we also have the outline. So we have white and black, so it just depends on which one you want to use. So that's kind of option. So you don't have to use both of them, although you might want to if you want it height. Just put it against the black or the white. And then we have a piece of crumb cake, which we're going to be stamping on and emboss it. All right, so we've got that. And then we have basic beige crumb cake layers, and also our, what do you call it? Basic beige card base. Okay, so basically this is a skeleton, right? A skeleton of what our card's going to look like. And, okay, so in your kit, actually, this will already be embossed. But I wanted to show you, I just wanted to show you, you know, how it all starts like that. Card making, some really basic cards, card bases, and then you just fancy it up through various techniques. All right, so so in your kit, it will come like this, all right, already embossed. So you can then, obviously, with your kits, you can do whatever you like with them. You can follow me and do and replicate what I show in this class, or you can just jazz it up anyhow you want, okay? So it's all about what you want to do with it. But I am going to show you in this class what to do. If you wish to follow it, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine as well. It doesn't bother me. I'm not going to get offended, you know, because it's yours. It's yours to do with it however you like. Okay, I'm just going to, oh, I guess I should kind of show you. What I've done is I have actually, where is that one? Ooh, how have I done this one? Yeah, what I've done is I've actually had 2 of these and put it side by side so that I can run it through the embossing folder at once, and yeah, and then we got these 2 out. Okay, so the other thing to remember with our embossing machine, with this 3D, you just need the platform 1, and then you need the folder with the cardstock in it, and then you just need platform number 4. All right, so that's just how it goes. That's the sandwich, and you just run it through, and it comes out all beautiful and pretty and lovely and magical. And it's just so cool to be able to texturize your cards. Okay, now, so when you get this, I want to explain that there are 2 ways. I'm going to use a very, very simple technique called, actually, you know what? Before I get all inky, I'm going to grab this, okay? And I'm going to place that there. So let's put this the right way up so the Stampin' Up logo is not upside down. I bring in a piece of paper. I'm going to bring in the embossing buddy, the Versamark, and also my stamp, which is where you're planted. I'm going to stick with where you're planted, okay? Bloom where you're planted. But obviously you can do whatever you like. Okay, so we need this, and I need my white embossing powder. All right, so they're in this container. They don't come in the container, obviously. They come, embossing felt, they come in little pots like this. And actually they come, you have to order all 3. All right, so we've got the basics one, which is white, clear, and black. They all come together. And then the other pack is the metallic, so gold, silver. I want to say copper, but I'm not entirely sure. Okay, and then I just tip them out into a container like this, just so that it's easier for me to use it. So embossing powder, I'm just going to use the embossing buddy. To kind of take a, you know, like prime the surface so that we don't have stray powder when we go to water. And then, because this is slightly bigger, I'm going to use that, I'm going to go upside down. I'm going to bring the ink to the stamp. All right, and then I'm going to just, I'm going to do it right in the center, and it doesn't matter if it's not straight because I'm going to be tearing this. Yep, it's not straight. Okay, there's a reason why I'm giving you a bigger piece, okay? So I'm just going to do that. Oh, there's something black there, whatever that is. Okay, so bloom where you're planted, or plant where you're planted. Okay, and there's a couple of stray things. Okay, embossing, if you haven't seen it, it's one of my favorite techniques, or wet embossing. So we have the dry embossing, which is that, right? Texturize the product, the card. And then now we have a wet embossing. So I'm going to just, sorry, it's going to be loud. Let's see. I'm not sure if you can see it. So there you go. Let's put that away. So yeah, so now you can see that it is raised and shiny. Okay, sweet. Right, and then the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to tear this. I'm in a tearing mode lately, but of course if you don't like the tearing look, then all you have to do is get the trimmer out or the scissors and just trim it. Okay, so this is a good way when you know you can't cut straight. So because then you know it creates the look like it's meant to be. It is meant to be like this, right? So, and I'll just trim that bit off as well. I want a hole. There you go, where you're planted. So that's cool. So these are just rubbish. You put that there. Well, I could actually do another sentiment here and use it. So lots of different ways. Okay, so now that's clean. Right, I just wanted to make sure I've got clean hands. So that's done. Put that out the way. Actually, so now with this, so what I wanted to show you before, let me see if I can open this. Ooh, look at that. All right, I'm going to be using my Cajun craze. So now we're going to contrast and compare, because the first one, this one, you won't be able to see it, but I'm going to tell you. Like if you run your finger through, you'll see that this is the raised bit. So this is the embossed part. So in terms of like this new card, so here we have the embossed, and on the other side is the debossed. So I'm not sure if you kind of like understand what we mean by that. Debossed means it's going in. Okay, so in. And then here, it's raised up. So it's embossed. All right. So this card here, I have used a swiping technique. All right. Open this up and then swipe it over the embossed part. Okay. So this other one, I'm going to do the opposite so that I can show you the difference. Right. So now I'm going to use this and go that way. Hopefully. It all works well. Okay. I know. Okay, you can kind of see some lines. Okay. Yeah, but this is just stunning, isn't it? It's just stunning work. Just like that, you have created. You have given it color. And it's just beautiful. Okay, what do you think? Right. So the difference. So you can see here, like the leaves here, it does have smudges because I didn't, probably because I pressed too hard, but so it's not entirely clear, but you can see that it's not absolutely dark like that one, and the veins of this one remains clear because it's kind of the vein part is debossed, whereas here the vein part is embossed, but the leaf part is debossed. So you've got the darker vein, and here you've got the white vein. So that's kind of like the difference. Okay, so so when you get your card, you can choose which way you like, like which way you prefer. And we can go darker if we really want to, but I'm quite happy with it. But I can show you if we really want to go a bit darker. Okay, so you just kind of add, and you do get really inky. Okay, so you can just play around with how much darker you want it to be. Okay, so here you go. Can you see? It's all inky. Ugh. Let me just see if I can get rid of my inky fingers. But yeah, there we go. So we have a texturized card. It's so easy and quick. You can make a whole bunch of these in lots of different colors. But yeah, so in our card today, it is based off the color inspiration challenge, as I mentioned before. So all I'm going to do is just place this over here. Actually, I'm going to use my silicone mat because I'm going to be putting glue. So now it's just a matter of layering it, okay? It's running out of glue. Hopefully I have enough for today. And I have done this with a very, very, very small border. So you're barely noticeable. Okay. And then just making sure, yeah, that's the way it opens up. And then that's going over here. Now I can decide whether I want it to look like that. What's that one? Oh yeah. So this one, oh yeah, so you can see. Do I want it that way? Do I want it that way, or do I want it, which way is the correct? I feel like this is the correct way. But it doesn't really matter, right? I'm just going to put it that way. I know what. Let's see what looks better. Will I have this over here, or will I have this over here? Maybe like that. Okay, and then I have this. So do I want it with white? Okay, so it's deciding whether I want it with white or do I want it with black. Ooh, decisions. What do you guys think? That black just seems a little bit more dramatic, don't you think? So I might just go there. I might just do black. Okay. Oh, I see. This one here, I've done it that way. So do I want landscape? Do I prefer landscape or do I prefer... What do you guys think? Decisions? Decisions. Okay. I'm going to go... Whoops. So if you have the fine tip glue pen, if you find that's easier to do, then use that. Some people do find it easier to manage. I'm okay with just this green glue. And because I really trust Tombow, this multi-purpose liquid glue, it is so good, so effective that I don't feel like I need to put a lot of it. And right here. Okay. So having that kind of look. And see how it's glued? Don't worry about it. I can just rub it off and it will just be nice and clear. It's not sticky. That is why I love using the silicone mat. So if you don't have that, make sure you get that. Alright. Bloom where you're planted. Okay, I might just do it like that. I might just do bloom where you're planted. Just so that I can have a different look. Okay. And I believe I raised that one. And I stuck this one down. Okay, let's raise it then. So, that, I just got to be careful with that. Because the ink, because we did use a lot of ink to swipe on. So it may be a little wet, be a little bit wet still. So just be careful that you don't get ink where you don't want it to be. Okay. And in fact, we can just be doubly sure. Okay, sorry. I don't think I was in the... Ooh, is that one going to... Yeah, that's quite noticeable. Okay, with this one, I might just have to cut a little bit off. Okay, so yep, there you go. You see I have used a little bit of the edges here. Okay, because some of these are so skinny, right? Oopsie, it's a bit loud. And then I think I want one more just at the end of the tail end of the M. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so let's move that out of the way. Peel these off. So what do you think? Do you guys, are you liking this embossing folder? It is so cool. For all the sunflower lovers that you know, they would love getting a card like this. All right, what did I say? Yeah, I'm going to put this over here. Maybe here? Right in the center of that. That's okay, I can do that. Blue. And then I'm going to put that one there, like so. That's what I wanted to do. Just to make sure. Okay, just trying to get excess ink out of the way, because there was a lot of ink. Okay, just rubbing it all off. Okay, so well, most of it is off anyway. Okay, and then all right, place that there in the center. How cool. How very cool. You can see, I don't know if you can see, like these Cajun craze ink on it. Alright, so I'm going to put it down there and just kind of lift it up. Bloom. Boom. There you go. And then final touches, always having our little gems. Probably easier if I just have that. And I find it tricky sometimes to put gems, you know, so sometimes I just want to frame. It depends on what it is that I want it to frame. So I'm not sure, like me. So I might just be playing around with it a few times before I finally like. Do I want to frame there? Because there's a little bit of a I'm not sure. Okay, I'm just going to put it there. We'll start with that. And then you try and do a triangle thing. Okay, maybe there. And maybe there. Alright, so we've got triangle happening. Do I want it to be, oh, okay, it's stuck on now because it's... Oh no, it did rip open. Ugh, okay. It's okay. You just stick it on. It just adds to the effect, I suppose. Okay, stick that on. Don't move it. Here we go. We've got this. We've got this. All right, so we've got one, we've got that, and we have that. So, I don't know. Do you have a preference? It's just two different ways of doing it, right? Same card, okay? So there you go. That's card number 1. Bloom where you're planted. Love it. Okay. Card number 2. Now, I guess if you have the embossing folder, you can easily emboss this as well. Oh, you can see all the Cajun mark ink on it. All right, so I'm just going to put that away. Okay, and then next, card number 2. Let's bring out card number 2. And you know what? I'm just going to turn this inside out. Look at the paper that I use. It's somebody's worksheet. All right. Oh, here we go. So there is another sample that I have previously done, which kind of shows, yeah. So I was a bit more careful with this so that there's not so much ink in the middle of the petal, so you can really see the difference here. Yeah. So it depends on, yeah, depends on what the kind of look they. Suppose that is harder to get. But it's just a matter of like swiping your what do you call it, your ink pad, just gently, and yeah, and not press it too hard so that you get that kind of look. But I still like them both, because here you can see that, you know, the background is darker. Right. Second card is sunflowers again, obviously. This time it's got more of a dramatic look, real contrast, and this is your typical yellow sunflowers. Okay, right, so got the basic again. Oh, I just wanted to make sure that I don't have ink everywhere, because, okay, we've got our white card, so you can have the card as it is, a plain white card with a sentiment, and it would look lovely, however you want to put it. Okay, but we can also do this second technique of coloring it, and again you can color it by, so what I'm going to be using is a bunch of actually it's really, yeah, no, I do want the dark ones. Wait, what are they? So I've got my two, these are the stamping blends, so dark daffodil. I realized that when I went to use it, that they were both a little bit non-functional. And then we have the light daffodil. This is the dark lemon lolly. Okay, so I'm going to opt for that, I think. And also, so I'm going to have to replace my old olive, because can you see how frayed it is? Okay, that's the brush end. Actually, the yellow one is even worse. Let me just show you. Wait, light. So that's old olive, and then that's what's this one here? Granny apple green. Granny apple green. I actually used lemon lime twist as well. It's another one. Okay, here. Look at how bad that is. I know that's the old one, and I got a new one, and obviously we've used it quite a bit. That is running out of ink. You can see the tip is a little bit lighter. Okay, so obviously like my yellows. Okay, so let me just bring in the this one, the foam pad. So we can color it by doing the obvious one, which is to put it onto the raised bit. So these are the raised. Okay, these here are the raised bit. Okay, you can feel it. And then here is the non-raised bit. Okay, so if you're just coloring it, then this is what it will look like. I have a sample to show you. Okay, so I've made this. This is actually also, this is a direct case of what's on the website, the sample from Stampin' Up. So I've just used the pens to color it. All right, let me just show you. I can do it here. I'm going to do the dark lemon lolly, because then I know that works. Okay. So I've got the dark lemon lolly, I'm just coloring it straight on like that. Yeah, actually go all the way. And I'm just being careful, right? So to color within the lines. And then if I wanted to give it more shading, I'll just do that. So you can certainly do it like that. Wait, where did it go? Dark lemon lolly. Yep. And then just blend it all in a bit so that it's not so contrasting. And there you go. So you've got a nice blended petal, and you can just go around and doing it all. Yeah. And then when you finish, yeah, so you'll be doing all the background with the lighter. I use Pool Party for that. And yeah, so you can just go away and do it like that. So again, you know, this kit will come to you like this, and so you can just play around with however you like to. But I'm going to show you a few different ways, or this way and also the other way, which I'm going to turn it around, and then I'm going to color. I'm going to color the deboss part. All right, so what did I use? I think this one here, I wanted to show how we can do. I'm going to get rid of my old olive because that's not what I'm going to be using. Okay, I'm going to put that aside. Then I'm just going to use my light granny apple. Do I want light or do I want dark? Let's have a look. I'm going to make this, I'm going to make the middle green in this case. Okay, so I'm just going to go like this. So this is the light one, isn't it? Yeah, the light one. And also here, I'm going to have a bit here. Just a little tiny smidgen, because actually that probably should be yellow. Yep, I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to go for the darker yellow. That one. Okay, I'm just going to go blend it in. And in fact, I'm going to go in a little bit. So it's not so much carefulness with this one. All right. This one I can be a little bit more freer, if you like, with my application. I don't have to like color, what do you call it? Color within the lines, if you like. So I'm just going to do that the whole way. Love using the blends. Don't know if you have any of the blends, but they are well worth the money, I reckon. I find coloring quite therapeutic. Okay. Oops, I think that's meant to be green. Oh, hang on, that's right. Yeah, actually, I should have done what I should have done before is color all the leaves first, because then I find that it's easier to pick out which the leaves are. Right, but yeah, so as you can see, it's a very rough kind of, you know, way of doing it. So by the time you finish, so that I don't take up all your time, it's going to look something like this. Okay, so this is drier now as well, because this is super wet at the moment. I can feel it. Okay, so this is how it's going to look. You can see that I haven't, yeah, see, it's all out of line. It doesn't matter because of what I'm going to be doing. So like, look at that. That is all out of the line. Okay, so it's a little bit freer in terms of just coloring as you saw before. So once you've got that, I know the other side looks quite nice too, but you know it's not finished. All right, so now we're going to go for that dramatic effect. So we're going to go with the black, right? And going to do the same thing as before. Should I open this up? Open this up, and we're going to wipe it down. Okay. Right, let's have a look. And if this doesn't work, So it won't be as clear as that, but let's, where is my sample? Here you go, there's my sample. This is what it'll look like. Okay, so we're gonna go for it. Ready? Ready, 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 on camera. So cool, right? So it'll pick up all the line. Okay. So it doesn't completely resist my black, okay, where I have colored, but that's okay. I don't mind that. All right, and then here, if I wanted to, I can just kind of make that color. Okay, don't want to blend that. All right, so I'm just going through and seeing where I might need to touch up with some coloring. So that one, maybe just color that one. Yeah, I'm just going over, touch up with some colors where I think it needs coloring. Okay, but yeah, and there you go. See how wonderful it is? Just so dramatic looking, right? So it gives a different look to that, which is all carefully colored in on the raised bit. This one is on the non-raised bit, the debossed, and then I swiped it over with my dark. Okay, and so I have that look, and look at here. So you can see you can do them quite differently, however you like it. Wait, let me just grab maybe my dark green. Yeah, maybe I'll make this a little bit darker. Oops, it's a bit too dark. Oh well, let's have a look. Yeah, just blend it in a bit more. Okay, so I'm just going to do it like that. I can always touch up and make it darker. But this is a different look. This is a brighter sunflower look with the green on the inside instead of the brown on the inside. Okay, so then if I wanted to, I can use some Wink of Stella to give it a bit of a shine. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a bit of it's shiny and glittery, shimmery. So we can do that the same here. I'm going to give this a little bit of shine. Okay, just make sure that I haven't picked up any color. And then all we need to do now is simply put this on here. And there you go. We have another card ready to go. Right? So, what shall I do here? Shall I do it this way? Yeah, I've given you a piece of paper here because in this one here I just wrote for you. So you can easily put a sentiment here if you prefer that. Or do I want a brown sentiment? Right, so there's lots of different ways you can do this. I think I had it on here. See, like, because that's like a little bow onto it's tied to the flower. So I was going for that kind of look. Or I could do that. So it's just a matter of decisions. What will I do? Okay. And do I want it that way or that way? So Lots of decisions you could be making. Right, I'm just going to make the decision. Otherwise, we could be here all day. So, just to remind you, online exclusive. So this is an online exclusive product, right? So the reason, the thing about online exclusive is it is while supplies last. So if it is in the annual catalog, you know it will be there. It might run out of, inventory, and so we would, Stampin' Up would order it in. But it may be that, what do I want? Let Joy. I'm just thinking, I might use, do I just want For You? Or do I want You Are Loved? Maybe I'll just do that, You Are Loved. Or Have a Blessed Day, because that sounds good. Have a blessed day. I don't know. You're a true blessing. Just for you. Oh gosh. What will I do? Well, you know, I've only given you a little strip. But you could always, I'm pretty sure you would have your own, that seems a bit too big. Just for you. I don't know. Let me just grab that. Just slightly bigger. Is that going to be alright? No, that's still not going to work. You know what? Just going to go with the flow. Just going with the flow. Have a blessed day. Going to do that one. Okay. What was I going to say? Yeah, so it's online exclusive. So it is not, it's while supplies last. So if it's sold out, it sells out, right? And if the, I don't know, Stampin' Up reserves the right whether or not to reorder it because it's an online exclusive item. If it is a catalog item, then yes, they are obligated for the year that it's advertised in the, can't really stamp straight. What is up with me? Gonna go the other way. And okay, third time lucky, third time's the charm. Right, have a blessed day. Just gonna do that. And yeah, so if it's in the annual catalog, then they are obligated to make sure that the item is available. So they'll have to reorder it if it runs out, right? But online exclusive, they reserve the right not to do that. So I suggest, if you like this folder and you like what you see, I would suggest please to get them sooner rather than later, okay? Because you don't want to miss out. That's all I'm going to say. You don't want to miss out, okay? And so it's 1st of July. It's just been released. We have stock at the moment. Whoa, sorry. Oh dear. Gosh, what a disaster. Anyway, yeah, there is stock at the moment, so you want to get it, and I would say get it sooner rather than later. All right, and I'm just going to place this right here, right in the middle of everything, and then I'm just going to place that, and I've already got a glue dot underneath. Okay, just going to place it like that. And there we have it, card number 2. So, what do you think? So, do you prefer the lighter, the darker sunflowers or the brighter sunflowers, right? So you can just kind of go with it. Oh, yeah, that's right. I didn't have any gems for this one. So that's card number 1. And then we have card card number 1 and card number 2. So those are the kits. These are the kits that you'll be getting. You'll get one of each, right? So you get that and that. You get the card kit, and you can make these in whatever colors you like, because obviously I'm not providing you the ink color. It's like, and so I hope you enjoy that. And yeah, just heed my advice, please. If you like this, please do not wait till to get the embossing folder, because it's an online exclusive item. So if it runs out, it might sell out, and then yeah, and then you might not be able to get it. So don't want you to miss out, okay? So it's not like our annual catalog items where it will be here until the end of April next year. So you have time. But if you're wanting this item, then I suggest please get them now, and so you don't miss out. All right, so also just a reminder, spend $50 or more with me. You don't have to buy this product just because I'm showing you this. You can buy any products. There is also last chance items. There are a whole lot of new online exclusive. This is one of them, but we do actually have a whole lot as well that have just been released on 1st of July. So anything at all that you can find on the website that you can purchase, spend $50 or more, and you will be getting these, one of each card kit from me, sent to you absolutely free, just because I want to say thank you and I want to bless you. So happy week, happy July, and I'll see you next week, hopefully, because yeah, if actually it won't be in person, probably it will probably be a pre-recorded, because I'm actually away next week at a kids holiday camp. So I'm going to try and be very organized and have a pre-recorded video so that I can upload it. Otherwise, yeah, I will just put a note to say that I'll probably, yeah, anyway, that's the plan. Okay, so see you later. Enjoy your week. Bye.